Alright, we're gonna make pizza dough because I promised to make a video for a long time and I hadn't, and everybody's been sick, so all that background noise that you hear is not seals, it's my children coughing. So this is really easy. This is just all-purpose flour, active dry yeast, olive oil, salt, and then I'm gonna measure some water out, and it's gonna get heated to like 105 to 115. And that's what I normally do, is put it in the microwave for about 45 seconds and it does its thing. Alright, so we got 4.5 cups. Yes, I use my hands. It's my house. So we got one. No, I don't know how to make a video, so y'all gonna bear with me. Or keep scrolling. 2, 3. 4, and then I'm gonna eyeball a half. All-purpose flour. Alright, and then to that, we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of just regular old salt. This is a double teaspoon measuring spoon. And then I just usually use this and stir that around a little bit to get it mixed together. Alright. So I'm going to measure out 1 cup and 3/4. A cup and 3/4 cup of water. And then in the microwave, 45 seconds. Let that heat up. Oh, you need a little bit of sugar. So, yeast needs a little something to eat, so we give it a little bit of sugar. I go ahead and, like this olive oil, you're just going to go around it, kind of like, she'll show you in a minute, like that. And then you're also going to use it to coat the flour so that it don't stick to your bowl when it's rising. It's going to rise. Depending on humidity and all that kind of stuff, you're going to need it to probably double. But I mean, every time I make it, it's different. So as long as it rises and cooperates with you working it, then you're good. Alright, so I got my water. It's heated up. We're just going to sprinkle some sugar across the top. And this, like I said, it's a double teaspoon. We're going to go with one of those. And then 1/4 teaspoon that I eyeball. So we got 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. And you just sprinkle it on the top. And you give that a minute to get frothy and activate. Alright, so the yeast, you can kind of tell around the edge right here where it's frothy looking. See, this is the dry powder on top. Around here you can tell it's looking different. So it's active, it's ready. We're just gonna add it to our bowl, and it likes to stick to the sides right there where it's on top of the water. It just hangs out on top of the water for a little while. Alright, and then you're going to get your hands in there. Just get it all really mixed in there good. Off the sides. Kind of start working it around like you would a biscuit. If you don't know how to make a biscuit, and when you get through doing this, you'll be able to knead you a biscuit. That'll be the next thing. So you want to get it all mixed up good. You don't want it to be sticky. You don't want it to be too dry or too wet. There's a consistency that you're after. You can also do this with, a stand mixer with a little kneading hook. It's just preference. I like to get in there. For one reason, you can feel your dough, and another reason is less dishes to wash. Yeah. All right. So you see, it's all the flour. We got all the flour pretty much picked up, except a few crumbs at the bottom. So it should look like this. So now what we're going to do is just grease our bowl good. And then Cody's gonna come over here and ask us some questions. All right, so that's what it should look like.
What is flat, Mama?
Pizza dough.
Stuff.
Pizza dough.
Stuff.
Pizza dough.
Potato. Oh, yep. Already. It is pizza dough. Try. It is pizza dough.
What are we eating for supper?
Noodles.
Noodles. What are we making pizza dough for?
Muffin. Stromboli.
Stromboli. It's Cade's birthday. He wants stromboli. So we're going to make stromboli. So you can use this pizza dough. Get a shot of that. So this is what it looks like before it goes in. I'll hook you up with a picture or some more video when we take it out. What I do with mine, it says put a damp towel over it and stick it somewhere, you know, warm. I put mine in the microwave.
We have to warm
It
it
don't
up.
have, you know, there's no air movement in there. It's warm, it's dark. Nobody goes by every 10 minutes looking inside the towel to see if you've got biscuits in there or cookies or whatever. So you're safe. It's away from everybody. All right, so like I was saying, you can use this for pizza dough, calzone, stromboli, taco pizza. What else? All kind of stuff. Very simple. So we're going. This is like 2:30 now, and I mean I used to make this stuff. Thanks. Like an hour or two before supper, but lately I've started doing it earlier in the day, mainly because if I don't, I'll forget, and because it gets a good rise on it. So we'll be back in a little while to check on that. All right, she doubled. That's what you want. So when you push down like this, so there's 6 of us. Let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna get it and tear this baby in half. And then 3 of us get one side and 3 of us get the other, making stromboli. So I'm gonna tear off a tiny piece for Cody and a little bit bigger piece for Cade and so on. So with pizza, I mean, we make, let me see, a big one. We make 4 different pizzas. So I mean, when you get this, you can tear off a piece and work with it a little bit and get it ready for a pizza pan. Real easy. I mean, you just gonna work on it a little bit like this, and then when you put it down on that pan, you just work it toward the edge and get it like you want it, as thick or as thin as you want it to be. Top it with what you want, and you're good to go. I'm gonna walk you through making the pizza sauce since we made pizza dough, and tonight we're making pizza. So I got my cast iron pan, just kind of low medium heat. I'm gonna add some olive oil, and this can be tweaked any kind of way that you want it to be, depending on what you like. The onion, that's optional. When not all my kids like onion, so they will find it if it is there. But today we're going to add it because it adds a sweetness. When you saute it a little bit, it just gives it like a sweet taste. Got it. Yeah. Okay, so they're cooking. Get that a bit sizzle. I'm gonna put my onions in there first. I cut them up little so that everybody can't see the onions and the sauce and all that and have to pick it out. But I'm making Charlie stromboli tonight, so Kate don't even eat sauce on his. So I'm good to put some on the rest of ours. Maybe Cody will notice. So you don't want to burn them, you just want to give them a little bit of that translucent look. Smells wonderful. Alright, while they're still going, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. Yeah, I cheated. I bought some already. Diced. Alright. That don't take long. So you putting that down, you got to be ready. That'll get brown in a hurry, and that's bitter. You don't want that at all. So, that's enough of that. We're going to add our crushed tomatoes. I use these because I like the taste of them. Tomato sauce to me, of this brand anyway, is bitter. I mean, even when you add everything to it, it still just don't come out like I want it to. So, I'm sure there's a lot of different brands and types and all that you can use. Of course, you can make your own. You know, take you some tomatoes and do your thing with them if you want to do all that. Alright, so we got that mixed up so that stuff won't burn. And I'm going to add just some oregano, dried oregano. When you rub it in your hand like this, it kind of just wakes it up a little bit so you can smell it. According to one of the cooking shows, I don't know. So that's what I do now. You just wake it up a little bit, it smells wonderful, and get it up in there and stir it around. I mean, everything in here is pretty much done, so all you're doing is just letting it kind of come together a little bit. I mean, if it simmered for a long time, I guess it would probably just get better and better, like Brussels do or whatever, you know, chili or. But it's early. I'm just trying to get things prepped, so it's not such a big deal tonight when we all come inside. Try to get everything done. A little bit of salt takes that bitterness out of the tomatoes, and you can add sugar if you want to, if you really like, you know, for it to be really sweet. Those onions are gonna add a good bit of sweetness, so I'm not gonna add sugar to this. And if you don't want to put the onions down and saute them first, you can take onion powder, garlic powder, sprinkle that in here right now, and let that be your flavor. And you want the oregano there. That's what makes it pizza sauce. Without that, it's just ground up maters. So I'm not gonna make you stand here and watch me stir this for a while. We got company coming anyway. Right here, that just cook on low for, I don't know, probably 20-30 minutes until I get ready to go outside. And also this cast iron pan, it gives it some flavor. I know that sounds odd, but it does. It makes a difference in what kind of pan you cook this stuff in. So we're gonna let that go, and then we're gonna set it aside till we make pizza tonight. We're gonna make a pizza. I'm gonna show you just one pizza. I make 5, but this is Brandon, so it's the most involved. Alright, here's the pizza though. The recipe I showed you the other day. I'm gonna just divide it in half. And about this much. So we're just going to work it around to make a big circle before we sit it down, because it makes it way easier to spread. This dough, I told you the other day, I started about 2:30 and then I pulled it out of the microwave about 6:30. I forgot to tell you all that, I think. But I made stromboli that day, and I didn't want to leave y'all hanging and not tell you how to make pizza. So, depends on how thick or thin, whatever you want it, do it how you want to. You can use any kind of pan. I'm a cast iron, so we use the pans that we have. And so when you get that ready, in a few minutes it's going to shrink back probably some, not a lot. I'm just going to do this one right here so y'all can see what I'm doing. So this is the sauce that we made. We're going to add some of that. However much you like. We want to cover it for sure. I can't stand having all the bites to be different. I mean, I want each bite to be full of whatever I put on it. So I try to be consistent with that, but we get in a rush and it is what it is. Alright, it's always a rush at supper time, so alright, we got some garlic powder. Even though we added garlic to the sauce, we like garlic around here, and clearly we need it. You heard her coughing. Parmesan, I grate that right on top. Gives it kind of salty flavor without the salt. It's good for you. All that good stuff. Alright, and then he likes onions. So I put them down under the cheese because if you put them on top, they're just going to get brown and dry and not what you want out of the onion. So that goes down under. And also if I have something like ground beef or ham or something like that, it goes under the cheese too. So I got ground beef. I just had it left over from the other night, so it goes down. Been it seasoned, browned, all that good stuff. So we throw it down there. Try to spread it out good. This man likes some pepper, so that goes down. Alright, so we got the ground beef down. I'm gonna come in. I grated this mozzarella this morning just to save me some time tonight. Because like I said, at night it's just gonna be hectic every time. So we'll go ahead and grate this to have it. One less thing to do. Because this does take some time, but it's worth it. We've been doing this every Friday for 20 years pretty much, so obviously it's worth the effort to us anyway. And we don't live in town, so going by and grabbing a pizza is out of the way. Rather do it here and have everybody playing and doing their thing, taking baths or whatever, than having to drive to town. And then everybody wants something different anyway, so I can make it how I want to here and everybody's happy. And alright, so there's that, and then the pepperoni. We're just gonna put these things around here. Everywhere. The oven is on 500. And the way, we have a lot. We got 6 people here. So we have 5 different pans. I put them there's 3 racks in there, and I'll have some on the top, some on the middle. Okay, so our video got cut off for some reason. So I was saying, like, our oven, I alternate racks. So like the one on the top, I'm gonna move it down. The one in the middle, I'm going down. Anyway, I'm gonna rotate them to every single rack while it's cooking. So if I had to guess, I would say it probably takes at least 10 minutes to cook them. So let's just say 5 minutes on each rack is what we do. I don't know if that's right. I have no idea. Never timed it. But when I'm moving them, I'm checking them. So when the top rack has like brown cheese around the edges, I love brown cheese, but everybody don't. So do it how you want it. The bottom rack on my oven now, this is Chinese built Samsung, these crap. Anyway, the bottom rack, the crust is going to get crunchy. The top's not going to do a lot where the top rack it does. So whatever your oven does, you can figure that part out. I'm just telling you how to make it. How we make it. You make it how you want to. Alright, so I'm going to make a stromboli in a minute. Let me knock these pieces out real quick. Holla back. So we're going to knock out some stromboli, because the other night I tried to film that and the background noise was way louder than my talking, and that's bad because I talk loud typically, but apparently in these videos I got to get even louder. Y'all just get ready. Alright, I got pizza in the oven, so this is what's left of the pizza dough. Charlie would rather have stromboli, and I had some ground beef, so we're making cheeseburger stromboli real fast. And she likes ground meat, ketchup, cheese. That's what she likes. That's what she gets. I put mayonnaise, honey mustard, pickles, chicken, cheese, mater, spinach, whatever on mine. Brandon likes pepper on his, and mayonnaise and ranch and chicken and cheese, onion. It's just whatever you like. You make this at your house, you make it how you want to. And if everybody wants something different, then you have that You got that right. It's your house. Make it how you want to. Made to order. Just like fancy diner or whatever. So here we go with the ketchup. You're just going to keep everything away from the edge, because the edge is what's going to stick together, hopefully, when it's time to roll it up. You want it to seal so all your cheese don't come out. Now, some of that cheese on the pan is a good thing, because that cheese that comes out on the pan, that's good. But you want cheese on the inside too. You don't want all your stuff to come out to the pan and everybody have to fight over it, because whoever sees it first, you're going to get it. If you happen to be in the shower and you miss out, then man, that's terrible. Alright, so there's the meat. This is just ground meat that I made the other night for something else, and I had some left, and it's just seasoned, you know, with garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, Worcestershire sauce. Charlotte's Choice probably, you know, it just tastes, whatever I put in a cheeseburger probably, or whatever else I was making. We're coughing, just try to excuse us right now. One day we're going to get over this mess. It's not today. Alright, so now there's a part that may intimidate some people. I don't know. Just got water on a brush. That's it. Going around these three edges. The one farthest away from you on both sides. Just a little bit. You don't want to drench it. Hold the sides up. Or give it a pinch right there. So maybe it'll stick. Bring this side over. You want to try to keep everything on this side. You can use parchment paper, which is what it's sitting on, a little bit of olive oil. Or you could use wax paper probably. You want to try to tuck everything in and roll it real good. So those edges, they're just going to stick, kind of like it would, you know, for a tart. If you was making tarts or a calzone, you want it to stick right there. With this though, you don't have that all. You don't have the you can't pinch it with a fork, or you poking holes in your stromboli. So, all right, that is that. That is loud. So then we're going to take a little bit of olive oil and go right over the top right there. And then we're going to take this brush out of this water. We're going to tear it apart. We're going to put it back together. And we're going to brush that right there. That's kind of what's going to help it brown. And then you're going to take a knife. Because if you don't make a place for it to vent, it'll make one. And it might make one across the side, and all your stuff come out on the pan, and you'll be eating this with a fork. That's going to cook at 400 for 20 minutes. The pizza's going at 500 for however long it takes them to get done. Y'all figure that part out. There's your pizza dough. There's your pizza. There's your stromboli. I'll show you a picture when it all gets done. Bye-bye now.